What's going on, everybody? This is Dave from Steel City Drones Flight Academy. Today we are talking about some more drone SWAT technology. If you've been following our channel for very long, you know that we have several different videos on SWAT technology that we've been covering up. And we get a lot of people coming back and asking us different questions and talking to us about the SWAT technology, and a lot of public safety are telling us what they like about certain things, and what they don't like about certain things. And primarily, the things that we're hearing back from our clients and potential people that are calling us about different types of gear is they need something that is affordable for the most part. There are other different types of applications out there that get into the $15,000, $20,000, $30,000 price range, which is a non-starter for a lot of different people. They also want high definition video quality, and more importantly, also at least 12 to 13 to 15 minutes of flight time. So when we did the Mavic 2 Enterprise Dual SWAT demo, that turned out really well. There was no issues with controllability or losing signal or connection with the aircraft. The only thing that we didn't like from that standpoint is with the prop guards on there, it made for a little larger of a footprint that was realistic to a lot of agencies' needs. So if they have to get in through a small window or a small opening, that wasn't exactly ideal for that. That's why with the Mavic Mini and the Mavic Mini 2, that's what's been ideal to us, because it's a much smaller footprint. So what we're trying to do is try to get a lot to see if those features and functionality with the Mavic 2 Enterprise Dual can be the same with the Mini 2 and the same type of things that we need and expect from that. So the original Mini, we've done some testing, and you see a video that we've done on that previously, and the results were very, I would say, mixed to poor at best, because of the range capability. The wireless signal wasn't very good. So now with the Mini 2, the issue is that it doesn't have enough vision system cameras on there to be as stable as the Mavic 2 Enterprise Dual. It only has 2 different cameras on there, and that's it. So that's why when we get really low light, it kind of goes out of control. It goes into ADI mode and is not as controllable. So that's why it's very important that we get more ambient light onto the area where it's flying. And that's where these Firehouse lights really came in. So I cannot say enough good things about these lights. As you'll see in the footage here, when we have complete dark hallways with no ambient light at all, as the drone's coming down, you'll see it really working really well going forward and downward. So it's serving 2 purposes. It's illuminating light for the vision cameras so that it's going to maintain the vision system on there without going into ADI mode. And number 2 is it's giving us ambient light so that we can see it in the camera to know exactly what's going on in the worst type of situation, which would be a SWAT situation where we're going into a completely pitch dark house, apartment, school, whatever have you. It might be nighttime, or whoever's in there might be turning out all the lights, so again, to try to hide. So what we have now here is today we're going to do some more testing with the DJI Mavic 2 Mini. We are right now at an old abandoned convent, and this is a very good location for us to do the worst type of situation that I think a SWAT team would encounter. A lot of concrete, a lot of metal, downstairs, several stairs downstairs, several stairs upstairs. So as you'll see, we just went in through the front door, and we got into a very, very dark hallway. And even though because you'll see it's almost pitch black when there's this, without any aiding of any kind of lighting, we're able to actually see enough to be able to go down there and see where we're flying into. We had no problems being able to get down into there. We went into an auditorium. So again, we had no problems with the signal. Our results were very impressive as far as we're able to go several hundred feet inside this building with extra layers of concrete, extra layers of steel, and reinforcement building material, and allow us to be able to go in and get that. What we don't like about this Mini 2 is that you have to use your phone. And I have the latest version, the iPhone 12, set to the highest bright light. And right now is a fairly sunny day, and I could not see a darn thing on my phone. I actually used Apple TV. The Apple TV went into our display monitor that we're using and selling, the 32-inch monitor, and from there we were able to really effectively see, navigate around, and effectively fly indoors, and that took that out. But now the only things that we experienced on that side was because the phone is essentially doing everything at once. It's generating and processing the video out of the app, and then it's also using Apple TV to broadcast it. We did have a little bit of lag here and there on Apple TV monitor. But normally it could be as much as 2 to 3 seconds of lag. But I wanted to share what some of the problems that we ran into. But the signal strength overall, even a couple hundred feet in, even all the way down and around the corners and going through multiple layers of wall and steel and concrete, we still had two to three signal bars, and it would go from 2 to 4. Now there was a couple times where we lost signal, but it was very momentarily only and came right back. And it was not often when it did it. So where we actually were the most impressed was we actually went downstairs through the stairwell, and we went down 2 layers of steps, and even there we still had very good reception. And it was only where we really were pushing it down the second layer, the second basement layer, is when we actually lost it and it disconnected from that point. Now, as far as the aircraft's durability, that's the one thing that we thought was right on a borderline. We don't like the prop guards. The prop guards are a little flimsy at best. They're not as good as the Mavic 2 prop guards. And when we hit a wall, sometimes it could actually just, the way it would catch the wall, it would just actually take the aircraft down. So it's not as robust as being able to hit all the walls and bounce right back off like the Mavic 2 Enterprise Dual did. But overall, I mean, we did hit several walls along our way, and it did work. So I just want to make sure that I'm clarify that it's not the most durable setup in the world, but it definitely can get us by for what we need in many instances. Talking to our public safety agencies here that helped us out through the test, they were very impressed. And it was their opinions that they thought that this was way more than the average SWAT situation that the average public safety would run into. And that is very encouraging to be able to see. In fact, they said that, you can, a lot of times where they're actually using robots that are $30,000 and $40,000, those aren't even effective because they have a lot of times the place is trashed, and that allows us to be able to, them to go and use those robots. I'm very impressed. They were very impressed, and I just wanted to show you what kind of results that we were able to get through this. So I hope that helps out a lot of those public safety agency guys out there that are struggling and have been struggling to find reasonably inexpensive way to be able to use drone technology for SWAT type of applications. So if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us. And if you haven't yet, please do me a favor, help us by subscribing to our channel, like the page. And by the way, we're also, and you'll see in another video that we're doing, we're actually giving a Mini 2 away. So if you're interested in trying to be able to get eligible to win a Mini 2, please see the other video we're doing. So thanks again, guys, and stay safe out there. We'll talk to you soon.